All right. So I want to do talk about what's been going on in these streets out here. I live in California. I live in Los Angeles, and you know, I have my honest opinion about everything. You know, so let's just go ahead and get the obvious out of the way. You know, people are being deported, ICE raiding places, whatnot, everything. Yeah. My thing is about the whole is this. If you're here illegally, that's the point. Illegal. I think we're all missing that point. Illegal. So, with that being said, if you are here and you are illegal, I got nothing for you. Now, that's just flat out if you just here and just doing whatever. Now, if you've come over here and at the bare minimum have been like, hey, let me get a work visa or something like that. Okay, that works. That means even if you did come over here illegally, you put yourself out there to say, yeah, I came over here illegally, but I want to work and I want to gain citizenship. At the very least, that says that. At least gaining a work visa would say you have intentions of trying to make something of yourself here in this country. Okay. I ain't got no problem with that. Not at all. In fact, that's encouraged. That's what we were supposed to do. My problem is not the people who didn't do it, but the people who are here who didn't instruct them to do that. Those are the people who really need to be looked at. Like, if you know you had some type of family member here or whatnot and everything, and you took no action to make sure that they're legal, you have no right to complain about them getting deported. You have no right, because your responsibility was to keep them safe. That was your responsibility, to keep your people safe by making sure they had a way to stay. And if you didn't do that, that's not on them. That's on you too. That's not just on them. Let me say that. That's on you too. Because you just think that, yeah, they're just going to be here and something like this ain't going to happen. Yeah, the future is unknown and undetermined. So, that's that. Now, I really don't have anything to say if you've gone through like I think it's like a 4-year process or whatnot like that. Guess what? That I'll toe the line for. I'll toe the line for that. If you done came over here and made something of yourself, done put in the work and all that, congratulations. You a citizen. I vouch for you as a citizen. However, what I will not vouch for is if you've come over here and gained citizenship, don't go around flying another country's flag. You are now an American citizen. It's one thing to hold heart to your heritage at home or on your vehicle or whatnot, but when it comes to acts of like this, standing up for stuff like this and whatnot, you're supposed to be patriotic and be an American. Point blank, period. You have gained citizenship. This country has given you citizenship. You're supposed to respect and uphold that. I can't get with nobody to me, I'm just keeping it a whole 100. For me, all these people out here, I see flying foreign flags and whatnot, and just trying to champion illegal people being here, that you're being a traitor. Yes, you're a traitor. You're the real that's anti-patriotism. You're not standing up for the country that you're in. You're not protecting the values of the country that you're in. You're not doing that. So why should your values or anything you got going on be respected? Why? Oh, because you could be human back where you were. Yeah, just like I got a right to live here, you got a right to live where you were. The difference is I'm a Black American, foundational Black American. I don't have no place to run. And they don't have nowhere to deport me. I don't have no African village or country or anything that I could go to, but they wouldn't take me anyway. Like, none of them would. None of them would. And that's just being real. African, Caribbean, whatever the case may be. I may get welcomed by a handful of people, but as a majority of the collective group, the country in itself ain't welcome like that. Another point that I really want to make is that the ring that's another thing that's really upsetting me is how liberal our country is being taken for granted. That's what's really another thing that's really upsetting, is that our country's, our leniency toward immigration, whatnot, is being taken advantage of. And that's not right. And what gets me is that all these protests and whatnot and all this going on in the middle of the street, they would be in another country, they would be protesting that they need to leave, that these illegal immigrants need to leave. And anybody siding with them needs to be killed on sight. That's what's getting me. All these other folks will be killed on sight for all this stuff going on in the street. If there was any other damn country, for real, it don't even have to be a communist country. It don't. Just all who have strict immigration laws, no. Everybody's mad because America is tightening up on the immigration laws. Why? Why are you mad? They tightening up just like other countries do too. So what's the problem? You're not able to come over here and take advantage of the American system? You're not allowed to come over here, or cutting off you with being allowed to come over here and just take advantage of the actual citizens? Our tax dollars going to these people who they're just giving money to live here? You know what? It's a couple days past Juneteenth. And that's another thing I wanted to touch on just really quick. Juneteenth was more so a celebration of us being freed from slavery, I guess, whatnot, and all that. That's that's my understanding. What's really getting me is how people are really showing themselves on the auspice of, you mad we got a holiday, or you're like talking down about a holiday that we have, but you want us to march for you. You want us to go out in these streets and champion you and do all this stuff. Yet when we have a holiday, y'all got a problem. Y'all got a real problem. That's fine. You can go ahead and have your problem. While they shuffling you off, to the border and all that other stuff, you can go ahead and have your problem. Guess what? Once you're out of this country, you won't have that problem no more. You won't have that problem no more. You ain't even got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about no American holiday whatsoever. So there you go. On a lighter note of that too, y'all need to remember that the president that was opening up all these borders and what, Joe Biden, yeah, he was the one who made it an official holiday. Yeah, y'all president, Mr. Liberal, open up the open up the borders, let everybody in. Yeah, the same one who opened up the borders for y'all is the same one who gave us a holiday. Even though we didn't ask for it. We didn't. We actually didn't. You just give it to us as some token symbolic gesture. Yeah, we were like, okay, whatever. Give us a holiday in the middle of summer. Right. Got you. Okay. Anyway, look. I'm all for these illegal people being rounded up. I am. Take them away. Because I see jobs and houses and whatnots all opening up because they're not here. And the thing that gets me is that people are just going to have to start paying their fair wages if they want people to come in and work. That's if you still want to even be on the corporate plantation. That's even if you want to do that. It is kind of unfortunate that I've actually seen video footage of them rolling up in unmarked, like just strange vehicles and just diving out 8-10 deep on some people and whatnot. Nefarious, yes, it is. That is. And I was like, that's kind of cold. That's kind of wrong. I mean, like, hey, if you roll up in the, you roll up, 8 cars deep with people, rounding up a whole bunch of them like that, that's one thing. But to like be on some sneak stuff, yeah, I was kind of like, okay, that's kind of messed up. That is. Like for real, that is kind of messed up. Y'all just bounce out, black van, black truck style. Like oh snap. Like, hey, it's kind of messed up, Hey, these things, it is what it is. That's all I gotta say. I love y'all. Because it's a hard world out there. It's a real hard world out there. I hope the best for y'all, and I hope the best for this country. Have I been a Trump supporter? Not in the least. I didn't even vote. I didn't. Simply because there was no one on the ballot for me to vote for. And I only vote for my best interests, not other people's. Whatever is in the best interest of me and mine, that's what I do. And if you got a problem with me doing that, then that is a you problem. Have a nice day.